Hello my little festive elves. I did a video the other day, it was part of my advent calendar opening back at the beginning of December, where I had my hair in sort of my very much my go-to, I think how people know me, my Hollywood waves, so my Veronica Lake 1940s waves. And since my hair has been cut, I don't know whether you can see it, quite short, possibly unintentionally, I'm not super pleased with my hairdresser about that, but anyway, it's another story. It's fine, it needed it and it's feeling healthy. I thought it would be a good time to show you now, because it's quite clean and healthy and tangle free, and I've just watched it and it's got absolutely nothing in it apart from what I put in it when it's wet, which is Colorwow Raise the Root and Charles Worthington's mousse, and I can't remember the name of it. Using that one up, I feel like I really like it, but too much can get a bit heavy for me, because I just use it as like a texturiser rather than anything to hold a curl, so it's probably more for people who want to define curls. Anyway, so I'm just going to go through the stages of how I curl my hair and set my hair to get that kind of 1940s wave. Well, that's attractive. But you can see how dead straight my hair is. My hair does not want to be curly in any way at all. Anyway, partition my hair. Now, what I would normally do is pop in a light hairspray like Elnett and a texturising spray like Style on Steroids by Colorwow. Those two sprays are absolutely perfect for setting hair. The Elnett spray is extremely fine, so it adds just a coating to the hair to give it some hold, and the Colorwow Style and Steroids is an incredible lightweight texturising spray. I didn't do that before, however, because when you do that it does tend to make it quite tricky to run the straighteners through your hair because of the products that's in there. Now, I can do it with a bit of yanking. I just don't want to encourage you to do that, and I also don't want to make a video where I'm not running the GHD through my hair cleanly to show you what I'm doing, so I haven't in this case. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I always use a GHD to curl my hair. I find it holds the curl so much better. Wands for me, obviously I use them every single day in my job. I don't love it. It's normally under the instruction of the talent that I'm doing that they prefer having a wand used. They think you often can't get the curl you desire with the straighteners. There's yes and no, depends what you do with a straightener. I can pretty much achieve whatever I want, but if you like using a wand more, you absolutely can. The trick is to curl the hair all in the same direction, and when I get to my top layer I'm going to show you that a lot more clearly than what I'm doing now. But you can see that I'm taking maybe 2-inch sections. I'm starting at the base of my straighteners and this root of my hair. I'm doing one rotation by turning around with my bottom fingers and pulling that down through the hair to give me that jump up of a curl. Now, obviously my hair is quite short, so I can only get maybe one rotation in the shorter parts. But as soon as that curl's gone through, I then pin my hair into place so it sets from hot from cold. But let me get the bottom section done and I can show you more clearly in the top section how I actually do the curls. I had to put a jumper on because I'm getting a bit cool, and also there's fireworks going off outside my apartment, so just ignore that. I tend to find a side parting works best for this. Well, if you're going for the 1940s look, it will be a side parting, unless maybe it's a centre parting up into victory rolls, but generally it's a side. And when I say about curling them in the same direction, this is what I really need you to watch. I am taking my straighteners and curling them around facing the front direction. So how to curl with a straightener is one thing, but the direction that you do it is another really important part of that, where you're taking the section, and can you see I am bending the hair around the straightener and I'm just pulling it down through, just like you were going to make a bow on some gift wrapping. It's a little bit sticky as I pull down through, just because of the products I've got in it already from when I washed it earlier. So you're just taking sections and you're curling them all towards the front. Now, if you were curling backwards, you would have almost like a sort of like a beachy, almost Farrah Fawcett wave that goes away from the face. But can you see these curls all come towards the face? And once they're hot and in position, I wrap them around my fingers like a gun. Hold my fingers like a gun and wrap them around and make a little barrel, so it's got to have the hole in the middle. You want to keep that lovely round shape like a wave, and then you pin to the base of the scalp. I see a lot of people, even professionals I was working with recently, getting that whole pin curl and just flattening it onto the head and then pinning across there. No, that's what you want to do if you're trying to put a wig into place and trying to hide the hair out of the way. We're keeping this whole section up and lifted, so you've got that lovely tubular form, so when it comes out it'll be in that lovely barrel and not squashed to the head. Okay, so let's show you on this side. 2-inch sections. Again, we're going to go towards, so whatever side you're coming from, whether it's from the left or the right, you're always rolling the hair towards the face. Ooh, that is very sticky. That steam there is just product burning off. So I'm taking a 2-inch section. I clamp into the base of the GHD. I do one twist around and then pull down through. If your hair is particularly glidey or you've got very long hair, you actually can do 2 twists. So you're starting at the root, you're doing one, and then you're doing another twist as well. Now, that for me is almost impossible. It's just too much product in there to actually do that, but can you see how it's made like a double? So normally I would actually pin each section as I go. Depends how much time you've got. You can group them together. My hair's not very thick, so I actually can get away with that. It does save on time. Can you see each time I'm gripping them to my head, I'm also making sure that the whole of that roll isn't squashed against the head. It's just in a lovely barrel where I can get my finger through. I'm going to show you again on this side because it's quite a nice clean long side to show you. So straighteners, roots of the hair, base of the straightener, start doing one rotation and then use these fingers at the end to pull that rotation all the way down through. The only reason I use my other hand to help do that turn is because this hand here can't physically do the whole turn by itself. See, if I wasn't doing that, I couldn't get my hand around, so I have to use my fingers just to do that little 360 flip to get that to go down through. If that is really confusing, you know, a wand is obviously a lot easier, because then you would just take the section of hair and roll it to the front around the wand like this, and then just hold it there in place. I just find that wands don't hold my hair at all, and this gets the heat down through my hair much quicker and makes it stay. So can you see all of those are in exactly the same direction? Okay, so last one to do, and last one to pin up. So last front little section. What a terrible dye job there. Oh God. Basically I wanted a friend of mine to do it, and he wasn't free when I needed it, so I just thought I'd go down the road. And yeah, anyway, so that's all set. So I can feel it now. It's still really warm from the GHD, so I'm going to let that go absolutely stone cold, do the rest of my makeup, and then finish off. Okay, so those have well and truly set cold. I've obviously put on some more makeup and just got changed and sort of ready. So it's always the last thing I do is take out all of these pins and just let all of the curls drop down without messing around with them too much, she says, and then gets her fingers caught. Let them all drop down and drop out just as they fall. So to get some height into this top wave, I take little sections and just pull the brush down against the grain of the hair nice and gently, just back combing each section, so I'm creating what I like to call a little bit of scaffolding, and then I spray into the roots. This is Moroccan Oil Luminous Hairspray, and then once this has all got the back combing underneath it, and then smooth that over the back of my hand. Just very gently gloss down over with the brush. You might want to give it a little bit of manipulation, and you can get some real height into that top swoop. Last step, lipstick, of course, has to be a red today. I'm going to a Christmas concert or carol service at a church. Should you be wearing red at a church? I think so. I think it was okay for the past. I guess, what would you say? 60 years? Very hard to do a nice red lip with a very blunt lipstick. That one is Delilah Colour Intense in Vintage. Seems apt for the hairstyle today, so that's it. That's the final look.